Obviously, a lot of information out there right now coming out because of the Ray Rice situation, and also with Adrian Peterson, and in his situation involving his son. What would you advise his wife to do in the situation that she was in?
You know, I'm very reluctant to say that I would advise any one person to do anything. I'm not an expert in this area, and I think domestic violence is a very, very complicated issue. Like, nobody's actually saying that this is a quick fix, that once you teach somebody how to balance their checkbook, all of the issues are gone. But for me, the campaign is important because it gives women tools. You know, last week there was a lot of talk around why I stayed. The hashtag why I stayed was really active on Twitter and social media. And what a lot of women talked about, staying because of feeling financially dependent, feeling like they didn't have any options. So for me, the campaign is really about making sure that women have options, that they know it's not okay, and that they know they have somewhere to go to get help, because you really can figure out how to take care of yourself financially and give yourself a way out. But for us, you know, if you actually go to purplepurse.com, which is where all the information for the Allstate Foundation Purple Purse lives online, at purplepurse.com, there's 140 non-for-profit organizations all over the country that are doing this work, giving women real-world tools, you know, survivors and victims of domestic violence, helping them to take care of themselves so that they can make choices that benefit their safety. I would say to any woman, not that woman in particular because I don't know that story, but to any woman who's facing domestic violence, know that it's not okay and know that there's support for you. And at purplepurse.com, you can see tons of organizations all over the country. There's likely one in your area where you can go for help. And part of the campaign is because those organizations, they are not able to do as much as they even want to help people. So the campaign is not only about raising awareness, it's also about raising money so that all of those organizations across the country are able to do this work better, stronger, in bigger ways.
When you go out into the public, are you surprised that there aren't as many people that necessarily know what financial abuse is?
I'm not surprised because I didn't know. I mean, I've done this work for a long time, and it's not, I mean, if you really think about it, it's sort of common sense that you think, wow, of course somebody uses a checkbook in the way they would use a lock on the door. It's a tool to trap somebody in a relationship. It makes complete sense, but I'd never thought about it in those terms. I'd never called it financial abuse, and I think that's really important that people even just learn that language, because women might be in a situation and see this interview and now go, oh, this isn't an accident that somebody is destroying my credit. This isn't an accident that he's showing up at my job and making it difficult for me to keep my job because of the behavior that's coming into my workplace. This is actually part of the tool of keeping me trapped. So when we have that information, we can start to go, oh, this is what's happening to me, and there's something I can do about it if I get the right help, if I get the right tools.
How common is it?
Well, 98% of abuse cases involve financial abuse. So it's really common, and 1 in 4 women will be subject to domestic abuse. I mean, it's a hard statistic for me to say, even I stumble over it because it's so awful. It's such a tremendous number, that 1 in 4 women. So I do, you know, I think it's important that we talk about the cases that have wound up on the front covers of our newspapers, but I think it's equally important to recognize that this is something that's going on all over the country all the time, and there are so many women who are dealing with this whose names are never going to be on the internet or in the newspaper, and they deserve help. Anybody who's facing this deserves help.